all right? Remember, the routines and procedures are huge because what they do is they provide structure, all right? They are the things that you have to constantly come back into. When we think about the tools that we have in PBIS, we have our matrix, we have our lesson plans, we have our location posters, and we have our routines and procedures, all right? You have to establish routines. You have to create and post a schedule. A schedule is huge. When I go to a site program, I can always tell how well a program is running, how well the schedule is in place. Like if I come to a program, they're like, oh, you see staff members kind of leave whenever they want to. You see the jam, you know, the log jam when one class is still full because the instructor hasn't moved and the students are all sitting outside, you know. And, you know, sometimes on site visits, I'll actually count the dead time that students are just sitting around and not doing activities because the schedule is so off with transitions or there's not filled in. And I've been in some programs where students are in the after school program for up to 3.5 hours, but they're actually only doing about an hour and 45 minutes of actual instruction because there's just so much log jams and transitions, and you fix that in scheduling, right? But even more so than that, the schedule provides organization for the kids. Kids need to know what's happening next. Adults need to know what's happening next, all right? So make sure that you're building that in and make sure that you're teaching these routines and you're enforcing these routines because it's an integral part. Once you get past the lesson plans and all this stuff, this is the stuff that you have to do on a day-to-day basis, all right? Those routines are the most common reoccurring tasks in your program, all right? You gotta break it down by what are the steps in each of those activities. You gotta make them clear, you have to make them simple, and then you have to document them. Document them for the subs who are coming in. Document them for year 2, when all those staff members unfortunately may have left and you have a brand new staff. You don't have to do this again because those routines will basically be the same, all right? When we're talking about that, procedures are the things that you want to happen consistently. Things like lining up, that's a procedure, right? Bathroom breaks, that's a procedure. Signing out, that's a procedure. The routine would be what the students do to do that. What are the routines for lining up, all right? What are the routines for bathroom breaks? What are the routines for signing out? You have to teach those to the kids. You have to teach those, and you have to have a schedule for teaching those. So it's also important that not only knowing that these are things you have to do, you have to think, okay, how am I gonna build this into my schedule so that the staff is teaching this to the kids, as well as the lesson plan, all right? So now you're teaching not only lesson plans, you're also teaching procedures and routines, okay? Now, here's just some examples of schedules, the way you can do schedules in creative ways to make it engaging for students and for the staff, right? Let's see if this video will work. No, we're not gonna see if that video can work. We don't have time, all right? We only have about a few more minutes and I wanna get through the rest of this. All right, here's some more examples of supplies, right? Examples of going and returning supplies. That's a routine that can be broken down. Here's procedures for give me 5 hand signals. Those are routines that you can do. You know, the thumb is the eyes, ears, mouth, hands, body. The drum, that is our routine for how you want students to be quiet when you need them to. A shaking stick, the rain stick, when the students hold the stick and it makes a little noise of the rain, maybe that's a signal that we're going to the carpet for story time, or maybe they hold this as a talking stick when you're having a group discussion. Whatever it is, create those routines for the students and get that to the point where they're practicing them and they know the routines, all right? Restroom break routines. Students raise their fingers, cross their fingers if they want to go to the restroom, all right? Another reason why these are important is because it helps you not to have to stop instruction to have to explain things all the time because it's already part of it, right? They know exactly what to do when these things happen and how to integrate it in the work that they're doing, okay? More things, and you can post these things, these procedures. The same when you have location posters, in a really fully functioning PBIS program, we should see location posters and see routines and procedure posters on the wall. What is the procedure for lining up for SNAP? What is the procedure for this in the classroom? That way, it's something, again, when staff members change mid-year, when you have substitutes who come in, they can instantly look at the wall and know exactly what your kids are supposed to be doing, right? And know how to facilitate that. If I go into a classroom and it has all the routines and procedures, I can facilitate with those kids, those routines and procedures, once I know the basics, all right? Pre-correct, reteach, and reinforce. Reteach, pre-correct, and reinforce, all right? Break them into simple steps, teach them visually. That's where we talk about hanging them up. Orally, go over it, and kinesthetically, have the students experience it. The same way we did with the lesson plans, have them experience it that way, all right? Practice, reinforce, and periodically review. The most difficult behavior for a child to do is the one he has never seen. Always remember that, okay? So, and remember that once you create those procedures, have them for your staff as well, right? Have those procedures for your staff so that they know these are the procedures and routines that you expect from them as well, okay? In terms of coming in and picking up your binder and doing attendance and doing this, or setting out materials for the kids for activities, whatever that is, have a routine for them as well. Again, if you document it, it makes it so much easier when you have new staff members who come in, and when you have that part in the year where unfortunately we lose a staff member mid-year and they haven't had any of this training. Now you have your routines and you have your procedures and you have the artifacts to give to them. And then you can take your time and teach it to them as you go through the process, all right? That's why it is so crucial, document, document, document. All right.